Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Friday, we made it. We made it through the month. I should have said yesterday without a crash. No surprise, I don't think, to anyone that follows this blog here. So anyway, post market wrap up November 1st, 2024. Look, we got through this month, but if I had to choose a month where something really off could happen, and I'm not saying it definitely will, but it will. It could obviously be this month. There's so much going on here, and let me just say this too, man. Something is so wrong right now, and being reflected in today alone with what we witnessed here. In this isn't even a market anymore. This. It's embarrassing, really, to even be associated with this thing, whatever it is here. Other than the fact that we've weaponized this, I mean, it's an incredible thing. I'm at a complete loss for any kind of words because this is not real. Nothing is real here. Anyway, look. So I want to put a perspective. I want to put a perspective on what's going on here. Again, no surprise to a single person, not you or anybody else who follows this blog. This morning, we got this jobs report. And if you're flipping through CNBC, Bloomberg, and Fox Business, and the commentators are aghast. It's the worst jobs report that we've had in as far back as you want to go. So that's right off the bat this morning. An absolutely terrible jobs report. 12,000 jobs added last month here, but we're not adding anything. Net, we are losing jobs every single week. The entire world economy is in the same boat. Now, if that isn't enough, I mean, here's another thing that you're not going to be surprised about because you and I have only been talking about this for a freaking decade. U.S. factory sector weakness deepens in October, further into contraction. Look at these numbers here. 46.5 versus a forecast of 47.6. But you see, what they're not telling you here, which is no surprise, is any number below 50 is contraction. We've been contracting for as long as you want to go back. Anyway, here we go. ISM factory index drops to lowest level in 15 months. Just off this morning, a week's jobs report couldn't stop that 10-year yield from rising. Are you watching the 10-year yield? Now, again, look, let's put this together. Not one, but two of the most miserable rounds of economic news that you can possibly have. Look at the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. Gains across the board, despite the fact that we had a continuance of this sell-off in the debt market. Why? First of all, let's talk about that. As you all know, and this makes me want to, honestly, I'm just going to say it flat out, throw up all over my freaking desk. Hearing the freaking garbage, the nonsense, the deceptions that are going on, the promises yet again of lower rates here and weaker currency, how that's going to save us all and lead us to some utopian land where we're all going to be frolicking around through gardens full of love and contentment and truth. How about the polar opposite's going to happen here? So, again, what happened today was a clear example of what you and I have known for years. The worse things are with regard to the economy, the higher the market's going to go until it doesn't. And today was an outlier, in my view, with regard to what we witnessed with the 10-year yield. We'll cover that in a moment in the debt market. But think about what I just said. Two abysmal rounds of economic news. We could not be worse off than we are here and around the world. And stock markets around the world are rallying. I want you to think about it. Again, it's the same two things that you and I have been talking about forever. Artificially suppressed rates, weaker currency, and we're being wiped out. Jeffrey, thank you. Banks are toast, bro. I've been telling people this for the longest time. You all know that here. Get your cash out of the smaller and regional institutions. I can't say this another way to you. Pat85, thank you as well. People, let me just touch on this for a moment, okay? Because this is something I really do want to talk about. Remember, before anything, before we started to see what would happen to the smaller institutions that went down, what did we say right here on this blog? No loans, no deposits, no deals. It just seemed too obvious. And then subsequently, a few months later, bang, we started to see failures. It goes beyond no loans, no deals, no deposits, way beyond that now. And I talked about this yesterday or the day before. The these smaller institutions right now, they have bad debt on their balance sheets that's piling up every single day. Loan defaults across the board. Okay, but this is all being hidden from you right now. You don't even see it in the headlines. Now, the big banks, the major institutions, J.P. Morgan, one of them, we just got caught again with misconduct, misleading their clients here, rigging the markets, had to pay a fine. We'll talk about that in a moment. Imagine our shock. I'm so shocked to hear that. But again, look, man, people, do yourselves a favor before it gets too late. You got to get your cash out of these institutions. Avoid commercial banks. Even these big banks, really. J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, some of the other big Wall Street institutions, they're going to be fine because they're going to mainline to the Fed. Okay, that we know. The smaller banks, not so much. But what's being set up here, right in front of everybody's nose, is a wave of smaller institutional failures. Why? So the big banks can buy their good assets. Well, you and I get stuck with the garbage. That's what's being set up, but no one's being told this. Terry, thank you. So I don't know what you guys and girls may or may not be waiting for. I've told you a million times already, credit unions are a safer bet. Nothing is safe. It's safer. They don't take on the derivative bets or exposure to derivatives. These are nonprofit institutions. So, why keep your cash in these institutions anyway? They're not paying you anything. So just get it out. Keep what you need to. I get it. To transact in the system, we're forced to. But look into a credit union. And just look, don't take my word for anything I'm saying here. You understand? Look this stuff up for yourself and then, take action. So anyway, going back to what we witnessed today, clear example of bad economic news, vaulting the markets higher. Why? Here. Fed is seen on course for rate cuts after the weak jobs data. And then, of course, what happened with factory and manufacturing activity, business activity, which you just found out yesterday is also in contraction. The market goes up. Imagine our shock. I mean, I really don't know another group of people who have nailed this to the wall like we have. Ron Smith, thank you. And you're amazing. I am just a guy here with a little bit of an attitude. It's all I am. And just trying to enlighten people as to what's happening with this whole freaking freak show. Now, there's all this talk, and it was on CNBC and Bloomberg and everything, in the face of a failed state, a failed world. Sue B, thank you. Now there's all this kind of speculation. Is the Fed going to cut deep? How many cuts are we going to get? We already know. The Fed has already laid out their case, people, and you know what I'm going to say. They're going to cut rates for the rest of this year and next year. Now, depending on who is selected, it could get more dramatic, much more dramatic. If Trump is selected, I really feel that there is a profound chance that we are going to get negative rates. That's why the market wants Trump. No other reason. You don't matter. Whatever other policy doesn't matter. Mark, thank you. Whatever he wants to do doesn't matter to the market. You understand? It's about how much cash the man is going to allow the Fed to pump into the market to prop it up. Who owns most of the market? The 1% and 2%ers. We're all going to pay for it. We're paying for it now. It's too freaking obvious to see this. You understand? And as I've been telling you, if the market doesn't get what it wants and it gets the other creature, it's going to be a tantrum here. It's going to be a tantrum. And the crypto space really could take a hit here. There is so much cash right now being pushed into the crypto market on the back of the prospect of a Trump selection here. Some people are betting against that too. Either way, some people are going to make oceans of money, and some people are going to get destroyed here. Helen, thank you. Thanks for being you too as well. Anyway, people, look, man. So with regard to that, we got this covered anyway. You all know that. For my lines out here, I spoke about hedging your positions here. Look, it's Friday. False flag. Let's see what happens. Wait till the market close. We know events in the Middle East are unfolding in not such a good way. And this is just going to get more dramatic moving forward as well. Just count on that too. So anyway, look, man, no surprise to anybody as to what is happening here with regard to anything, honestly. And again, we're doing something about it. Now, going back to the not such a surprise here, Barron's. JP Morgan to pay $151 million to settle this suit with the SEC. No arrests. No one gets in trouble. And what makes me really even more upset is if you see when a super bank does something like this, they understand that they may get caught and they have to pay a fine. They probably made 10 times this and they're laughing about it. Look how we got away with this. Again, it's always the same story. Let me read this to you. So this is Barron's, of course. JP Morgan Chase agreed to pay $151 million in penalties to settle regulatory charges for misconduct. It doesn't outline all of the misconduct, but it includes misleading disclosures and failing to make recommendations in the best interest of their customers. In other words, putting themselves first. Who's the joke on here? When, again, this institution has been caught red-handed rigging the markets more so than any other. And this is the super bank of super. You know why? Jamie Dimon, their CEO, this guy can get away with murder, anything he wants, because this is the guy that everyone goes to. He's the guy that Washington, our lovely caring representatives go to. So he's laughing. But you know something, people? We're laughing too. All right, taking advantage of this freak show. Anyway, let us move forward just a little bit. So on the back of, again, not one, but 2 rounds of economic news alone today, which you and I, of course, expected. And yesterday, finding out that business activity is contracting. Okay. The 10-year yield, will you look at that top here? 4.378, the Dixie or the relative strength of the dollar high. And just look at that. Look at something is so off here. What do we know? All right. The mechanism is so simple. I want you to just bear with me on this for a moment. This kind of an environment, Janice, thank you. Yeah, I wish that's what we need to do here, but we can't. There's puppets that they're putting in to rule us over. And the real masters of this entire thing are the central banks. You all know that. Anyway, look. The mechanism here is so simple and why it's so destructive. The central banks in here keeping rates artificially suppressed has created this environment here. And now it doesn't seem like this is not going to play out to be pretty. Trust me on this one. Okay. This is my biggest concern. We understand that the debt market is a time bomb. It's going to go off. It's just a matter of time before this goes off the charts. But it seems like for now, the market is so greedy. Market participants are so out of touch with reality that they're willing to throw more cash into this market on the back of easy money promises because of abysmal economic news. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Look, I don't give a damn about the 1% and the 2%, whatever they may lose here. More than likely, they're going to be the first out. You all know that. We're going to be out of here too. Right now, what are we doing? We're hedging our positions into the selection, okay? I have no clue as to how this is going to play out. I know who the market wants. We all know who the market wants, and we know why, okay? Negative rates, here they come. Going to wipe us out, man. But sure, to help the 1% and 2%ers, they're all going to be rich. Rah, rah, rah. Look at that stock market. Anyway, but this can't go on like this. things are so out of phase with any kind of reality that this is going to get real. What's going to end up happening here is, unfortunately, people are relying on their investment plans so they can retire. Paid forward always. Flash news alert. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping out. Thank all of you who support this blog. On the first of every month, you guys and girls, you always step up to the plate and help me out. I really appreciate that. And so you go above and beyond all the time. And I can't thank you enough here. Anyway, what was I talking about? But what gets me here really is people are comfortable seeing the market doing what it's doing, and it's not real. The mechanism here has created a bubble of epic proportions, and the last things that we need, the market needs to get some kind of semblance of reality. Okay, that means rates, first of all, should be going much higher. We shouldn't be getting promises from Trump or Kamala about lower rates. These are economic destroyers. Again, you don't believe me? Look back just 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when the currency was much stronger, rates were much higher, people were very prosperous. Only one income was required, one job to support a family and a detached house and have a brand new car. But today, we're being sucked completely dry because of the promises. How many times have we been promised this? Lower rates are going to help you, which of course means currency devaluation. And people sit there and they think this is a good thing because their loving, caring heroes won't lie to them, right? Charles, thank you. I appreciate that. Look at those lions. We all lions, man. But look, the bottom line is people are going to get wiped out. And then they're going to wonder what happened. You have to understand that you and I are really the exception. And there's so few of us that actually understand what's happening here. And I said this yesterday, there are probably 5 or 10 people on the planet Earth who really understand this market to the degree that I think that we do. Honestly, it's the truth. It's too simple to understand. The crypto wave, love it. Anyway, people, I know I'm sitting here preaching to the choir here, but look, something is just so obviously immensely wrong. And this took me by surprise today. Again, on the back, I mean, it's I guess you can see why. You got abysmal economic news, the market foaming at the mouth of the prospect of more easy money and maybe even negative rates if Trump is selected on Tuesday. I guess you could see that. But there's going to be a breaking point. I would not have expected this year where we are. That's really the truth. When I was watching that 10-year yield, the sell-off in the debt market, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. The market earlier today, let me just show you this again. This is crazy. Where did I put it? Earlier, just in case you were wondering, the Dow was up over 500 points. 500 on the back of all this bad economic. When are people going to wake up and say, wait, hold on a minute. You're trying to tell me we just got this abysmal jobs report. We find out that business activity and factory activity is falling off a cliff. We have debts and deficits hyper-ballooning, but the stock market keeps going higher. We don't get pullbacks or corrections anymore. Have you noticed that either? I can't imagine that we are really that far away from a moment of reckoning, especially after seeing this today. It's coming. And, coming sooner than later, man. Absolutely coming sooner than later. With that said, people, yes, they're sleepwalking. And not only are they sleepwalking here, they're committing suicide. People, I really believe that, and this is a sad thing, ears to hear, thank you. There's a lot of self-hatred. And remember the other day, I said the hardest thing for someone to do is to forgive themselves for a person that maybe they used to be a few years ago. We all change here, okay? And we evolve, those of us that, look, like I said, all of us have regret, things that we've done that we wish we wouldn't have done, people we've hurt that we wish we wouldn't have hurt. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. And it's a very difficult time to come to terms with that. And then forgiving yourself is very hard. It's really true. I think it's probably the hardest thing that anyone can do is forgive themselves, but we have to learn to do that. And then people allowing themselves to be destroyed, it may actually be a form of self-hatred. And why they don't say anything when they know they're being attacked. We are under attack, you and me. by this system, and there's nobody here to help us. Dan, thank you. I appreciate that too. Anyway, look, it's always the same. It's always the same. People putting their faith in the wrong places here. If you look back on the history of civilizations here, um, without going into a big, discussion here on theology, I want you guys and girls to, and you probably already know where I'm going with this. They all fall for the same set of reasons. And we are witnessing that not just here in the United States of America, or what used to be the United States of America, but a global phenomenon is occurring here. And it's not an accident why we are here. You understand? And I really do guess things must get worse before they will turn around. But the turnaround here, look, because we, the people of this planet, cannot elicit change because we've all been conquered. We have a conquered society of the planet here in the United States more than anywhere else here. This division is so extreme. Families have fallen apart. Friendships, marriages, relationships of all types. Israel, thank you. I appreciate that, man, very much. We cannot elicit positive change because we can't come together as a people. And I'm not saying you and me, because I think the people here of this blog, we are very, very like-minded. We understand, we see things that the general population is completely incapable of. They've been psyoped, they've been brainwashed into believing things that are just absolutely false. And it's so easy to manipulate these people. When you have a figure, a political figure, let's just say, or someone of prominence who has an ability to make you afraid of something and then tell you that they are the person to fix it, you know you're being deceived by a great deceiver. You understand? That's how it works. You see it, that entity, that I'm talking about? We've been warned, man, about this kind of stuff, and people fall for it right now in our face, I think, more than any other time in history. It's a frightening thing to see, really is. Anyway, with that said, people, Greg, it won't happen. It's happening now, man. It's happening right now. So wake up. Unfortunately, we have someone that seems to be somewhat asleep here. I'm not surprised. Most people have been lulled into this deep sleep, this slumber that they can't snap out of. They believe the lies, the propaganda, the deceptions, the distraction. They're in the heart of it, and they can't snap out. And that's not you and me. I mean, people like you and me are able to see through it. It's not hard to understand when you know who our enemy is and what they collectively want out of it here. And it's a terrible, terrible thing to see, to witness right before our eyes. It's a trap. People are falling through trap doors like I've never seen before. And they're powerless to stop it, again, because they've been controlled. It's a controlled system. Absolutely, Alan. Be prepared and not scared. People, anything else you want to cover? First of all, again, I just want to thank all of you again for your support. And you guys are amazing here. And I really, I can't tell you how much you guys and girls mean to me. And that gives me the strength here to carry on here, to do what we do. And I really feel this way, man, that, we're getting a lot of new followers here, So because of you guys and girls, because, you guys and girls are the ones who get this work out there. I don't really share. I post this on Steam It. I post it on Facebook, for which they take down half of the things I put there anyway. Twitter, and obviously like in my newsletter as well. And but then you guys and girls, man, you're out here, trying to wake people up, but we can't do it. We can't save the world as much as we would like to. So what we do is try to find those out there that have the ability to understand things a little deeper. Because people have, again, they've dehumanized themselves, and unfortunately, they don't give themselves any worth here. Sammy, thank you. They've lost it. I was saying this is like the land of the lost. This zombie apocalypse is actually a real thing, and I've been telling you this like since like forever. Oh, anyway, let me see here. No, I'm not licking any silver, man. Just forget about licking silver. I'm not just doing. I'm done licking silver, at least for now. Kansas, wayward son, absolutely. Man, but I love being a part of this community. Me, kind of like the daddy lion out here, and all of you guys and girls are really. I want you. You guys are an integral part of something that's pretty big, and I urge you to take advantage of all this stuff. Honestly, food scarcity, dude, absolutely. I want you to think about how this is going to play out, people. I've already. If you get a minute, in fact, do it right now. Open up another window, a search engine, and just put in these words: global debt and the human bubble. And you will see what I'm talking about here. We are going to end up with a resource problem that's going to reduce the population of this planet by billions, maybe. I don't know. Again, there's something else lurking underneath all this here. We are being forced into control. We all already, not you and me. We have a controlled society. That is, it's really been complete, especially here in the United States. Divide, conquer, control, rule their thoughts, put anything in. Again, make people afraid of anything. Make them afraid of this pen here. I don't care what it is. And you control them. They automatically fall under your spell. You understand? We've seen this throughout history. There are certain people that have that ability. They're very dangerous. And they tend to lead millions to their own demise. And I really think that we're seeing this here. Unfortunately, it's going to, it's just not good, man. But I think you and I are in the right spots. I don't know. Look, this financial game, it's all fun, isn't it? I play this game because I feel like I'm good at it. I play this game because I'm fascinated to see the flow of cash through the markets, how it works, understanding what the overlords want with their puppets and what they're selling us all. But it goes beyond that, man. It comes down to understanding. It comes down to understanding who you are, knowing yourself. What does that actually mean? Know yourself. You ever think about that? Do a little research into this stuff, people here. Anyway, look, I think we've covered quite a lot here today. And so ponder these things. Thank you, Rudolph. I appreciate that. You sold, yeah. Well, look, I don't blame you, man. Oh, you hold Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, I'm holding mine too. Everybody, look, man. I want to be very, very clear. I want everyone to know what I am doing. Now, what I am doing doesn't necessarily mean it's what you should do. It's all different. I thought about closing my positions here in crypto. I'm playing with house money. You all know that right now. I pulled my initial investment out, playing with house money. I don't want to lose it. That's the truth. Okay. But, I believe that if, let's say, Kamala is selected, the crypto market wants Trump in a massive way. Crypto president, he's going to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. No mention at all. Why? About, constitutional money, because that would hurt the Fed. Can't hurt the Fed. The Fed must be vaulted to the pinnacle of power, which the last 3 presidents collectively have done. It's unbelievable. Think about that. It's just so mind-blowing to me if you take the last 3 presidents here, and then you look at every president before them, the last 3 have more than doubled the debt, helped the Fed. Again, they don't have a printing press. They don't have the ability, but they can help the Fed. And negative rates would be a way to help the Fed fulfill their goal here. There's other ways too. War, death, pain, scamdemics, warp speed devices, whatever it might be, man. But anyway, what this is going to come down to there's no doubt in my mind, a locking up of the system, a credit freeze, a debt freeze, because it's being hyperinflated, and you're seeing it everywhere. Anyway, look, that's kind of it. And with regard to, so I'm not closing my crypto positions. I've decided to keep them open. Hedged my long position in this market. Did it today. I'm happy. Doesn't matter what happens from now through till after the selection. Let's see. Took out a little inch. That's what hedging is. When you're, and me, I did it by taking out protective puts against my long positions. All it is I'm buying an insurance policy. It's really what it is. In case the market takes a freaking pounding, depending on what happens. It doesn't matter. It's nice to know you have options. And you could protect yourself in this, but it doesn't matter. Eventually, we're going to end up in a meltdown scenario, but it's not going to begin nor end in the stock market. You will know that. It's the debt market, which is the key. Coinbase. I like Coinbase. I use Coinbase. Absolutely. I've never had a problem with Coinbase. There's other ones out there. I don't like to advocate for anyone. So, but I'm going to be honest with all of you. Coinbase seems to be a good place to deal with here. Anyway, yeah, everything's getting expensive, isn't it? Imagine our shock. What do you think you get when you have artificially suppressed rates, which obviously means currency devaluation? And then you got promises that they're going to change it all, or we're going to bring down prices. Tariffs are going to end it all. Tariffs are going to pay off the debt. That was what we were told last time in 2 years. Didn't work out too well, did it? People, look, you guys and girls are fantastic. And I want to thank you again for supporting my work and being here with me and just coming together here, all of us. So people, what we're going to do, you ready? Are you ready or are you not ready? Ready or not? Here we go. Ready? Bring it in. Love each other, people. Care about each other. Be charitable. That's really how we can change the world, man. Forget about all this other nonsense. We come together, we could change it. We have the ability to do it. There's many more of us on a worldwide scale than there are them. The 1% and 2%ers make up 1% of the population of this freaking planet. And they're winning and we're losing. How does that work? Well, when you have puppets working for them, I guess it's pretty simple to understand, isn't it? Dorota, thank you so much. Crude oil. You know my take on crude oil and commodities. You need exposure here. There's just no doubt about it. These are real things. Debt market meltdown will crush the stock markets of the world. Cash is just going to move into commodities, and I still say cryptocurrencies as well. People, you and me, we're going to reconvene right here on Sunday. For my markets, a look ahead. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, which I know you do, if you haven't yet, please do that. Link in the description of this video. You are going to get an article tomorrow. Pretty much every week I send these out. You guys and girls get them first. It does show up in the Trends Journal and a couple of other publications, but you get it first. You know why? Because I got your back just like you got mine. All right, man. I'm out of here. Love you all. Put this behind us for the most part. Okay, enjoy your weekend here, everybody. And we'll reconvene on Sunday, as I said. All right? That's all.